Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Fame with Tiffany Renee, freedom of artistic means of expression. This is your girl Tiffany Renee. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you have been here before, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. We are keeping it very casual today. um, because I'm still a little under the weather. So I've got my tea over here. I've got my box of tissue. So we're going to try and get through this video with no mishaps or anything. But I did want to come on here and make the video because I've been telling myself I need to upload another video. So I want to do this for you all before the weekend comes. This is a safe space. We are a loving community, and we don't do the hateration over here. I love how everyone's been very respectful of each other and loving in the comments, and I love reading your comments. And definitely, if you have any ideas for any videos that you want me to cover, any upcoming topics, or if you want to do like a Q&A or something, and I'll figure out how to go live on the YouTubes maybe one day, and we can just do like a live Q&A session or something like that. Let me know, and I could try to make that happen. So on this channel, we talk about everything metaphysics, quantum physics, esoteric stuff, spirituality, everything that has to do with getting the mind, the body, your energy right, all this good stuff on this journey we call life. Okay, feel free to like, share, subscribe. You can donate to the channel if you want to. The Cash App link will be in the description. If you are interested in shedding some excess weight in an unconventional way, I did publish my first book, Pounds Down, Forks Up. It is available on Amazon, and I will put the link in the description box below. It is also on some of my previous videos as well. First, let's talk about the giveaway. I put up a post that I have made 2 paintings, and I was going to sell them, but then I thought, maybe I'll do a giveaway. And I was trying to figure out how to do a raffle first. I did not know that it is illegal to do raffles on the internet. Like to do online raffles. I didn't know that. Okay. So I had to revamp, and I said, okay, well, it'll have to be a giveaway instead of a raffle. And so now I'm like, okay, well, how do I do this giveaway? And I've been researching how to do a giveaway online because I've never done one before. It is so much red tape. It seems so complicated. So while I figure this out, and while I get the techniques and get all the nuances together to how to do a proper giveaway within the parameters of how to do it on online, because it's very different from doing it in public places. So I will let you all know. So to be continued for the giveaway. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can do it and make the prize be these paintings. Okay, like the winners will be given one of the paintings. So I'll get back to you with the giveaway. Okay, so now on to the video. This video, I think I'm going to title it Finding Comfort in the Chaos. And that came to me when I was talking to a friend of mine, because she's, I think, going to start up a channel of her own. And we were just having a little powwow. I was just kind of helping her get ideas. And that kind of came out of me, finding comfort in chaos. And I said, you know what? I might make a video about that. Because it seems like it's something that a lot of people, myself included, kind of need to be reminded of, because sometimes I think we lose sight of the fact that chaos isn't always a bad thing, depending on your perspective, right? And when I say finding comfort in chaos, I mean it in the sense of sometimes, what's that old saying? Things have to fall apart before they can fall into place. That's what I mean by finding comfort in chaos. Sometimes the bridge of incidents to get your manifestation, to get your desire to come to you, to get that dream job, to get that dream, I don't know, vacation, or to get that dream house, or to get that dream partner, to get that dream life in general, to get that new lease on life, that new perspective. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom so that you can rebuild your foundation and reach your mountaintop. And sometimes, I know in tarot they usually call it the Tower card, but depending on who you listen to, if you're into tarot, sometimes the tarot reader will tell you the tarot card is or the Tower card is not always a bad thing. Upheaval can sometimes be a good thing, because how many times has progress or change, incredible change, come from somebody disrupting the status quo, or disrupting the system, or disrupting what you've always been doing? Do you see what I mean? So there are times in our life where we're met with opposition, where sometimes you just find yourself in your season of chaos, right? It's not permanent. Let me say that again. Sometimes you will be in a position where you will find yourself in your season of chaos. It's just a season. Sometimes there may be things that you're asking for, or things that you've been praying for, or scripting for, or affirming for. Especially if it is an entire life upheaval. Like you want your entire life to change. You want everything in your life to change. You want your body to change. You want your relationships to change. You want your friendships to change. You want your place that you live to change. You want your career path to change. You want your mindset to change. You want your environment to change. You want everything in your current reality to shift and change into something better for you. Sometimes the path of least resistance to get you there, sometimes the quantum jump that you have to do to get on the timeline where that version of you already has that life that you want, sometimes it is dramatic. Sometimes that shift in the 3D reality will appear dramatic. Sometimes it's a dramatic shakeup. Sometimes everything falls apart simultaneously, because sometimes that is the easiest way for you to get on the path to what you desire. Sometimes it's just one thing. Sometimes it's just a subtle shift. Sometimes you just got to make a small change. Just tweak one little thing in your life, and that's enough to shift you on your new path. Sometimes that's all that's needed. Sometimes you just got to look at something different. Sometimes you just might have to, I don't know, change up your routine about something. Maybe sometimes you just got to go to bed earlier, or sometimes you just have to, just say something different, or just, I don't know, start wearing the red blazer instead of the blue blazer. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's just something simple that you have to do that makes all the difference, right? Sometimes it's just changing a word or a phrase that you say that makes all the difference, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit more, especially depending on where your mindset is, where you are up here. Sometimes you might need a little bit more of a swift push in the direction that you need to go. And sometimes, depending on your foundation and the narratives that you have running in your subconscious, sometimes you have to uproot everything that you believed to be true about you as an individual. Sometimes all that has to be torn down, and that can be traumatic. And in that trauma ensues chaos, because you're saying goodbye to the old you. You're saying goodbye to everything that you associated as you, everything that you claimed as your identity. You're letting it go. You have to say goodbye to it all. And that can be scary. And you put up resistance. Your ego doesn't want to do that, right? Because your ego is all about self-preservation, and it's going to fight you, right? It's going to fight for its own self-preservation. So sometimes you find yourself in some chaos. Sometimes if it's something that you really desire, you may have your season of maybe not having a lot of money. Let's say you had to walk away from a job, or a job was taken from you, right? Let's say you were let go for a ridiculous reason, right? And of no fault of your own, you just found yourself without a job. And you can't it's no logical sense whatsoever as to how or why your job let you go. But now you were let go. That could be a sign that you're being moved, right? And you're like, okay, well, I don't have a job now. Okay, I have no income. What do I do? Okay, I'm trying to find another job. Okay, I'm not getting hired. Bills are due. Everything's piling up on me. Oh my gosh, how am I going to eat? How am I going to do this? Especially if you have a family. Oh my gosh, how am I going to feed the kids? How am I going to do this? And you can spiral, which is a natural reaction. We've all done it, myself included. I was the queen of spiraling. Trust me, okay? And then you start to learn, hence, this is why you're at this channel, or this is probably why you're in the manifestation community, because you've learned different techniques, or you've at least learned that there is another way. You've learned that your thoughts and words create or perpetuate your reality, or shift you onto the timelines of where you want to be or where you don't want to be. Okay, you know about reality transurfing, you know about quantum physics, like some of this stuff, right? So once I started learning some of this, or once you started understanding some of this, maybe you watched The Secret and you're like, okay, I can't spiral. So while I'm in this storm right now, and I'm scared, I'm nervous, my anxiety is kicking up, I'm starting to feel depressed, I don't know what to do, I see no remedy, I don't know how in the world I'm going to get through this, but I am just going to say that everything is working out perfectly, and that I may not be able to see everything because I don't have a bird's eye view of what's going on. I can't see all of the cooperative components that are lining up around me that are working out in my favor. So whatever this chaos is, I'm going to declare that it's a good thing. And it is in my best interest that this chaos is happening, because it's leading it's leading me to my ultimate desire. It's leading me to my fulfilled life, period. And there are some amazing manifestation coaches who talk about this exact thing. Rossi talks about it. Brown and Bendy mentions it. Manifesting with Kimberly talks about it. And like it's a wonderful thing. It really is, if you can take what appears to be chaos, because remember, nothing is anything until you have defined it. A situation is just a situation. If you lost your job, right? A termination is just a termination. A separation of a job is just a separation of a job. It's not good or it's not bad until you decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a separation of employment. A separation of employment is just separation of employment. It's what is that? Okay, so is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? You decide, right? So until you say this separation is a good thing or this separation is a bad thing, nothing can transpire, right? So you have to declare with, like, the moment that you're given this news, what are you going to decide? Is it a bad thing or is it a good thing? You know what I mean? Or if your knee-jerk reaction is to say, oh my God, this is a bad thing, and to freak out, okay, are you going to feel your feelings? Are you going to give yourself a few minutes, even a day or two, to freak out? Get your freak out, okay? And then reel it in and say, okay, I thought this was a bad thing yesterday, but today I'm deciding that this is a good thing. Now, and every day after this is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. This is a good thing. I don't know how it's a good thing because I feel scared. I feel scared. I feel unsure. I feel like my security is being threatened. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I'm affirming that this is a good thing. So only good is going to come of this. And I'm only going to be shown evidence of how good this separation really is. You can decide that. And then you shift onto a timeline where you have to be shown evidence of how that separation from your employer was a really good thing. And how you're going to be given all types of evidence to support that. I've done it. It was not easy, but I did it. It wasn't easy for the first maybe 3 or 4 days, but I did it. I did it. And I just kept saying, I feel, fill in the blank, I feel frustrated, I feel scared, I feel negative right now, and it's still a good thing. And it's still a good thing. And this situation is a good thing, and everything is working out. And this is a good thing. And only good is coming from this. And only good is coming from this. I know only good is coming from this. Like, I just kept saying it over and over and over and over again. Anytime I felt that my chest getting heavy, my stomach getting those knots in my stomach from anxiety, I would just put my hand on my heart or put my hand on my stomach. And I'm like, I feel you fear, I feel you doubt. I know it's fear, I know. And this is a good thing. Only good is coming from this situation. I feel you, ego. I know you want me to freak out. You want me to go into fight or flight mode. You want me to do something. But guess what? I am doing something. I'm declaring that this is a good thing. And the universe is taking care of this. And I'm about to see evidence of how much of a good thing this is. You just got to say it. Because we cannot see the broad picture. We can only see like this much. We can only see what we can see from where we are. We cannot see everything that is around us that is lining up in our favor. We can only see while we're in the midst of the cyclone, right? But around the cyclone is peace and order and stability, right? If we can ride out the cyclone, trusting that the cyclone is a good thing and that it's just preparing us or clearing out things that we don't need, or it's just, if we can just decide that the cyclone is a good thing, that the chaos is a good thing, and not judge it. Don't judge it. Accept it. This is where we are. This is what's happening. And guess what? It's a good thing. If you get inspired action to do something, if you get inspired to take action, if you get inspired to go and apply somewhere, if you get inspired to go and do something, if you get inspired to go and take a walk, or if you go and get inspired to go reach out to that person, or if you go get inspired to do whatever, take the inspired action, because that inspired action is connected to the highest good. And only good is going to come from inspired action. I say that all the time. You can't go wrong with inspired action. Inspired action is in spirit action. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with inspired action. As long as it is inspired, you're good. Forced action, you're in the wrong area. If it's inspired action, you're going to be moving in the right direction. My personal opinion, my personal experience. And I'm only speaking from experience. That I can't speak from anywhere else, but personally, this is my personal experience and my personal understanding from things that I've learned and things that I've seen in other people's lives, things that I've read, etc., etc. Now, again, I don't want anyone to get misconstrued me being comfortable in the chaos, or that idea of sometimes you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, with being comfortable in living in chaos. Okay? Because there is a difference. There's a difference between being comfortable in your season of chaos when it pops up, accepting it and affirming that all is well and it's just part of your bridge of incidents, and then watching it transform and you transmuting that, and then watching it transform into everything working out. There's a difference just between accepting where you are and just being comfortable in the knowing that this is temporary. This is just a temporary chaotic season and it's going to pass, and I'm going to affirm that this is a good thing, and I'm going to take inspired action and just do whatever I'm inspired to do accordingly, right? There's a difference between that and not resisting the chaos, right? And being comfortable with living in chaos. Because I think when you're comfortable living in chaos, that's kind of where, let's say, from a very young age, and possible, trigger warning, especially from childhood, if all you know is chaos and instability and disarray and just trauma and stuff like that, you've learned it so well, it's become part of your foundation, so much so that you start to seek it. You start to seek out the chaos because you now cannot function without it. Do you see what I mean? And it's as if peace disturbs you. It's as if you're used to chaotic, volatile relationships, the minute you get into a relationship with somebody who is actually peaceful and loving, they'll irk you. You're not going to be able to handle it. And you will try to come up with any reason to pick a fight, or to keep the chaos going, because you don't know how to function in peace and stability. And they're blessed. There are just some people who that's their current story. And I understand that because I've been through that myself. um I've been on both sides of that, and I'm still processing some things in my life. There are some aspects of me where I think I still seek out instability, uh, survival mode, survival issues. I think I still have that. I've been in survival mode since I was like 6 years old. You know what I mean? And I think there are still elements of me that struggle to disassociate myself from the survival mode. you know I think it puts up certain blockages to allow me to receive a lot of things. And I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better and better at receiving. And I'm just going to keep affirming that. And I mean, I do see evidence of that change happening for me. I'm also aware that I still have work to do. And so, guys, I'm always going to be transparent with you. I will never claim that I have it all together. So things that I learned and that I'm working through, and I'm going to share with you all. If I find techniques and things that work for me, I'm going to share it. Okay. But if there's things that I'm still going through, that might still be struggling with, I'm going to reveal that too. I mean, because, I don't have it all together. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I do still struggle with that. Some victim mentality parts of me as well, just from having been victimized so much, especially as a child. So I still have fight or flight responses to certain things. And yes, survival mode kicks in like that. And there's some parts of me where it's never shut off. And I have to learn to let it go. I have to learn to be easy about it, and I have to keep talking myself off the ledge sometimes. Like, you're safe. I'm safe. I'm secure. It's okay for me to be safe. You know what I mean? I have to say those affirmations. So I understand. I totally understand. But what I did learn years ago, I came to my realization that I was used to instability, and that I did crave peace. I really did. And I still crave it a lot. You know what I mean? But there was a time when having peace, it seemed like it was like never going to happen for me. So it was bizarre for me when I actually did find peace. Like when I, would live with myself and just have peace. It was just me. It did feel kind of weird. So I did find myself, dare I say, missing some of the disruption because I was used to it. But over time, I realized, no, the disruption was abnormal. The peace is normal. You know what I mean? I'm supposed it's okay for me to want the peace and not the chaos, not the toxic chaos. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. And, blessed, like my heart goes out to anyone who still struggles with this, because I understand. Trust me, I understand. But know that you don't have to stay there. You know what I mean? You don't have to stay in toxic chaos. You don't, because there's so much more for you. You deserve peace, and it's safe for you to have peace. And you have a right to your peace. You have a right to safety. You have a right to your stability and your security. Like, you have a right to all of that. And it's okay for you to want that, you know? And I remember being in a relationship, oh my gosh, like over a decade ago. And I was living with someone. Well, I moved across the country to be with this person. And, 5 days later, I was dumped, you know? And the reason I was dumped, okay, was because I was told I was too nice. I was told that I was too nice. That's why this person broke up with me. After I uprooted my entire life moved 800 miles to be with this person. I was dumped 5 days after I moved in with that person. And I was dumped because I was told, you're just too nice. I feel like I could cheat on you, or I could, just screw up, and you might be mad for a couple days and then you'd get over it and you just forgive me. And I feel like you wouldn't really be a challenge. I was so taken aback by that. I could not believe that somebody actually dumped me because I was too nice. That person that person had a history of only dating people who were very explosive. When they were very confrontational, extremely hostile. There were tons of physical altercations. Putting like bricks through the windshield type of thing. Like, it's that. I was so polar opposite of that. Like, I was probably like Mary Poppins in comparison to, this person's exes, other, ex-girlfriends and stuff. And the fact that this person was so unnerved by the silence. And it happened like we were just sitting in the living room, like, the TV was on, I was looking at a magazine, like, just quietly chilling. And then this person decided, I can't do this. Just flat out told me, like, I said, well, what's going on? Because you've been really distant. I've only been here for 5 days. And then just told me, I can't be with you. Like, you're just too nice. I can't. So this person was so addicted to chaos and drama when it came to romantic relationships that being with someone who was so polar opposite of that, okay? Like, I wasn't argumentative. Like, we really didn't have anything to argue about. Like, and I'm not hostile like that. I don't know. Like, I'm not putting a brick through your windshield either. Like, I'm not that type of person. Nothing. Hey, if that's how you express yourself, I'm not judging anybody. Okay, let's be clear. I'm just saying that is not who I am. That's not my personality. Okay, that's not how I respond to things. Just because that's not my personality, I'm just a little bit more reserved, a little bit more quieter, I guess, than that. However, of course I'll get angry. I'm a human being, but I'm just not, I don't get angry like that. Okay. I'm more so like, I'll get mad and I'll like cry, or whatever. But I'm not a yeller and a screamer. I'm not that explosive when I get angry. Okay. So I guess that person did not like that. Like, I guess just me sitting there looking at a magazine and everything being so calm, I guess just really, this person could not handle it. And I guess the thought of serious long-term having to live with me day in and day out with this potential measure of peace, yeah, I think it just did something. And yeah, there was like a freak out moment for that person. And, they were like, nah, I can't, I can't be with you. You're too nice. I can't handle your niceness. I can't. And I was dumped. Just like that. I was dumped because I did not bring enough chaos. I was not toxic enough for that person. I don't even know what to say. I'm still blown away by that. But, bless. Like, you are where you are. Like, people are where they are. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. I definitely don't want you to think that I want you to stay in toxic chaos. Do whatever you feel like you need to do to elevate yourself and to, move yourself out of any type of toxic circumstances, because you can come through them. you know, we've all had our moments of chaos where life has gotten rough. Some of us are still in circumstances when life is rough. Okay. I mean, I'm dealing with stuff right now that's kind of rough. And I have my days. Some days are better than others. But even if I do get really 3D, okay, I know that by the time I go to bed, I have to clean that up. I can't go to bed on that. I listen to my affirmations. I record myself saying affirmations. I record myself saying that, okay, my world takes care of me. Everything is working out, blah, blah, blah. Like I still have to stay on top of it. I can't go to bed with being 3D. Like I can't do that, So I just want you all to know that I'm here for you. There is totally light at the end of the tunnel, even if it doesn't always seem like it. And sometimes that season of chaos, sometimes the discomfort is the path. That's your yellow brick road. Like that's the path to your manifestation. Sometimes, God or spirit, creator, fill in the blank for you, just needs you to sit still for a second. Sometimes you just got to go through the chaos. Sometimes there's a lesson in it. Sometimes we have to learn something. Sometimes that's how we grow. That's how we evolve. That's how we transcend. Sometimes it's like, okay, the last time you were put in this situation, you freaked all the way out and you perpetuated the circumstance. You've learned so much. You've grown. Here's a similar circumstance. What you're going to do? Are you going to freak out and spiral? Or are you going to transcend this? Are you going to look at it in the face and say, I know what you're doing. And I know you're temporary. And I'm going to tell you chaos. I'm going to tell you what you are. You are part of my bridge of incidents. And you are a good thing. And you are going to bring me good things. And I am anticipating evidence of the good things that you're about to bring me. Preach. So, I hope this video helped you, uplifted you, inspired you. And I know it's kind of all over the place, but the point is, don't count yourself out when you're going through some chaos, because sometimes I'm telling you, that's where you grow. That's where your strength is, and that's where you recognize how much you've grown, is when those chaotic moments come, and you could say, you know what, any other time I would have freaked all the way out, but I'm pretty calm right now. Yeah, that's growth. You've grown. You know what I mean? And chaos is not always a bad thing. All chaos is not toxic. Some chaos really is just there to help us grow. And it's there to help us transcend and help us along our journey and help get us closer to our manifestations. Part of our bridge of incidents. And you got this. You got all the tools. You are powerful manifestors. We're all magicians here, okay? We are. We just are. We're fabulous. All right? Thank you all so much. Again, like, share, subscribe, donate if the spirit moves you. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic weekend wherever you are. Love you guys.